It's been a week since I've covered anything regarding Boruto in general, so in this video I'm going to be covering the stuff that's been happening in the anime because I've actually enjoyed this arc. It's predictable, but at the same time it's kind of entertaining. So I've made a few points here that I want to cover, and I want to know you guys' opinions in the comment section down below, right? So the first one is that Jiraiya will eventually find out who Boruto and Sasuke are, and it seems like he has already found out. Now, the fact that Jiraiya is trained as a spy, because he was spying before his ass got killed by Pain, proves that he has deduction skills. He's kind of like a detective, so it's really easy to figure out that a kid that looks like the striking image of Naruto knows the Rasengan when only he and Naruto in that current time period know about the Rasengan, and obviously Kakashi too, but it is all because of their connection to Minato, right? So the only probable explanation is either a clone has been made of Naruto, which would be impossible since he has been under the surveillance of the Hidden Leaf, or this is actually someone related to Naruto that comes from a different time period. And basically Jiraiya asks Sasuke, are you Uchiha Sasuke? Which in a way is kind of surprising, but it's not. So we're going to use some headcanon here, right? So Jiraiya has probably never met Sasuke, or at least has never seen him before, not based on my knowledge in the anime anyways. So I think that it is possible that Jiraiya has been briefed, and this is when we use headcanon. He has probably been briefed by Tsunade on who this missing genin is, and I think maybe this is how he knows about Sasuke, right? So now that he knows about Sasuke, it basically does two things, right? It gives more credibility to kashinkoji possibly being related to Jiraiya, because if you really think about it, right, it is all connected to the Rasengan and the summoning of the toads and all these other things. It basically proves that there are going to be other people out there who know the Rasengan. Either they copied it or they learned it from Jiraiya. That gives credibility to kashinkoji. The other thing I want to talk about is the fact that Urashiki using Rinnegan doesn't actually alert Jiraiya. Jiraiya has been talking about the Sage of Six Paths. Everybody knows the legend and everybody knows about the Rinnegan, right? Even Orochimaru does. So the problem here is that he is not alerted that a person not has one but two Rinnegan in his eye, and actually has, three separate dojutsu within his eye. Urashiki has the Byakugan, has a red Rinnegan, and has a blue Rinnegan, right? So I don't know here if the reason why his Rinnegan turns blue is because he's using another ability, just like Momoshiki's will turn from gold to red, or whether he actually has another pair of Rinnegan, because if that is the case, that would be insane. So that is basically the madness that is going on here. So let's talk about Urashiki in general, because people have been clowning him, and to be honest with you, they have reasons to. I think that Urashiki is just a gag character that is supposed to waste our time or help stretch the anime to unrealistic proportions to keep us watching, because they know that people are only interested in Naruto or Boruto so far only if otsutsukis are involved. I mean, if you look at the manga, I'm not going to spoil anything for anime watchers only, but if you really think about it, the only reason why the manga has been fire so far is because of otsutsuki activity within the manga. That is why it has been so exciting so far, and they know that otsutsuki actually do print money for the series, so why not just have a rogue otsutsuki walking around causing havoc and creating random episodes where this otsutsuki just comes and causes havoc for no reason. And I think that is why Urashiki is just clowning around, because let's be honest with you, with the abilities he has, he could easily use Shubaku Tensei and capture all the tail beasts. I mean, if he is on par with Sasuke's Rinnegan, and he is Otsutsuki, so his Rinnegan power or ability should be equal if not more powerful than Sasuke. He could easily go to all the tail beasts and use Shubaku Tensei, or at least the tail beasts that are roaming, but he doesn't do that. He just clowns around, and he basically gets his ass whooped every single time. So I think that Urashiki most likely is a wasted character, but it is because he is anime only, so therefore they can use and abuse the character as much as they want. And yeah, they're just cashing in on the whole Otsutsuki thing. So let's talk about Jiraiya in general, right? So since Jiraiya is dead and he has now deduced that Sasuke is basically from the future, this actually allows for a opportunity here. So since Jiraiya is dead in the future, that means Naruto has no way of contacting Jiraiya at all. But since Jiraiya knows about the future, or at least knows that, Sasuke and everyone else, or probably is okay in the future because Naruto has kids, he could possibly write a message and give it to Sasuke, so Sasuke can deliver that message to the adult Naruto to make sure that at least Jiraiya gave Naruto his final words before he died. In a way, that makes it very possible, and I hope they actually pull this off, without letting Jiraiya know that he dies in the end. But based on the information that he gathered based on what Boruto is saying, Boruto didn't even know who Jiraiya was, right? So if he doesn't know who Jiraiya was, then Jiraiya must have deduced that since Boruto never met him, that means that he is probably dead, because that is basically Naruto's dad, right? His adopted dad. And Naruto would have definitely introduced Jiraiya to Boruto. So since Boruto doesn't know who Jiraiya is, then that probably means that Jiraiya is dead. I'm sure that he's smart enough to deduce that. So that whole thing of him knowing that he probably dies somewhere down the road allows him to write a message for the adult Naruto to at least give him a little goodbye or greetings. And I think that would impact Naruto in a huge way. So with that being said, let me give you this scenario, right? We know that because of Karasuki, Otsutsukis can travel back in time. If this is the case, then all the Otsutsukis should be basically dominant in the entire universe. Not only do they have power over chakra, they also have power over time. If someone has power over time over you, they basically control your destiny and your fate. There is nothing you can do to oppose a person with such power. But at the same time, it kind of makes sense, because if they have Karasuki, right, and they plant a tree within a planet, they can just fast forward to the point where the tree has already siphoned all the chakra in the world on the planet, and then they can actually take the fruit within an instant to them. But it has probably been like a millennia or so. If that is the case, then that would actually kind of contradict the manga, so the stuff that's happening in the manga, right? Because if that's the case and the tree will be planted on the earth or on any other planets, why don't they just use that to fast forward? That kind of gives them hacks. It makes them impossible to beat. And yeah, that doesn't make sense to me. Why don't they do that? Also, it also presents another opportunity since Boruto actually has Karasuki, right? Imagine, and this is going into spoiler territory, so for those anime watchers only, I suggest that you leave right now. Okay, cool. So here's the opportunity. The opportunity is this: if Boruto now has Karasuki, right, and Jigen basically captures Naruto, they basically have the opportunity to use Karasuki to go back in time and save Naruto from being beaten by Jigen, or to join Naruto at least. Or if that is impossible still, they can go back in time during war times, so Boruto can actually train with the people during wartime, so he can be sharper. Because in his current day and time, there is no motivation for him to become stronger. There's no one he can train with except Sasuke, who might elevate his skills, because all of them are kind of weak because they are no longer in wartime, so there's no need to become stronger. So if he goes back into the past, he can actually train with the previous cast, and he can actually increase his strength to become the warrior he needs to be in order to save his dad. And he can use Karasuki to go forward back into the future, go find Naruto and rescue him. I feel like that would be a good way to write Boruto's story, in some kind of way where it is kind of similar to Naruto. However, he interacts with people differently and he trains differently compared to Naruto. So yeah, that would be my idea out there. That is my fanfiction idea right here. But if you really think about it though, this whole traveling back into time and interacting with all these people from the older cast, that's all just fanfiction. If someone was to tell you that like a year ago that Boruto would be doing this. So yeah, that's my little fanfiction there that I hope probably comes true, and I want to know yours in the comment section down below. So click on the left for the identity of Jigen's juubi in his dimension, and then click on the right for the reason why Boruto and Kawaki are perfect vessels. With that being said, I have nothing more to say. Select a video and bye.